Right, let's get straight into it. Have you ever looked at two organic compounds and they seem almost identical, but one's a gas and the other is a liquid? Well, you're in exactly the right place. Today, we're cracking the code of physical properties. And let me tell you, this is a topic that is absolutely essential if you want to smash your grade 12 chemistry exams. Okay, let's dive in. So check this out. On the one hand, we've got propane, and on the other, ethanol. Now, look at their molar masses. 44 for propane, 46 for ethanol. They're basically the same weight, right? So you'd think their properties would be pretty similar. But look at their boiling points. Propane boils at a freezing -42 degrees Celsius. It's a gas on a cold day. But ethanol boils at 78 degrees. That is a massive difference, 120 degrees apart.
So, what on earth is going on here? This is the central mystery we're going to solve. And trust me, understanding the why behind this difference is the absolute key to unlocking full marks on those tricky exam questions about physical properties.
So here's our game plan for today. We're going to start with this idea I call molecular stickiness to really get a handle on the forces between molecules. Then we'll look at how size, shape, and of course those super important functional groups mess with that stickiness. And then the best part, I'm going to give you a foolproof recipe for answering exam questions and a full marks checklist to take away with you.
Okay, so the secret to our boiling point puzzle, it isn't about what's happening inside the molecules themselves. Nope. The real answer lies in these invisible forces of attraction that exist between them. That's the hidden player.
Now listen up, because this is a classic exam trap. Intramolecular bonds, think covalent bonds, are the super strong glue holding a single molecule together. But what we care about today are intermolecular forces, or IMFs. These are the much weaker attractions between different molecules. Think of them as molecular stickiness. When you boil something, you only need enough energy to overcome this stickiness and pull the molecules apart. You're not breaking the strong bonds inside them. That's a huge mistake to make in an exam. So, here is the bottom line, the core principle. The stronger the intermolecular forces, the stickier the molecules are. And if they're stickier, you need more energy, usually in the form of heat, to pull them apart. That directly means you get a higher boiling point, a higher melting point, and a lower vapor pressure, which is just a fancy way of saying it's harder for the liquid to evaporate. All right, for grade 12, there are three main players you've got to know, and you have to know them in order of strength. At the very bottom, we have London forces. They're the weakest, but get this, they are in every single molecule, no exceptions. A step up, we have dipole-dipole forces, which you find between polar molecules. And then at the very top, the heavyweight champion of them all, hydrogen bonds, the strongest by a long shot. Okay, so we know there are these three types of forces, but how do we figure out which forces are in play and, how strong they're going to be? Well, the answer comes down to two really important factors, the molecule's size and its shape.
It's like a domino effect. It really is. As you add more carbons, the chain gets longer. The molecule gets bigger. A bigger molecule has more electrons buzzing around. The more electrons you have, the stronger those weak London forces become. And, as we know, stronger forces need more energy to overcome. And what does that mean? A higher boiling point, a higher melting point, and it even gets more viscous or gloopy.
Now, what about shape? It's all about surface area. Imagine you have long straight chain molecules. They can lie next to each other very neatly, almost like logs stacking up. This gives them a huge surface area to stick together, leading to stronger London forces. But now look at a branched molecule. It's more bunched up, more like a ball. It just can't get as close to its neighbors. That means less surface area for contact, weaker forces, and you guessed it, a lower boiling point.
Okay, so size and shape definitely matter, but the real boss, the thing that changes the entire game, is the functional group. These are the true game changers because they determine what type of intermolecular force will be the dominant one.
This table lays it all out for you. You can see a clear ladder of strength here. Down at the bottom, your basic hydrocarbons, alkanes, alkenes, alkynes. They're nonpolar, so they only have those weak London forces. You add a slightly polar bit, like in a haloalkane or a ketone, and boom, you've leveled up to medium strength, dipole-dipole forces. But you add that special hydroxyl group, the OH, in an alcohol or carboxylic acid, and that unlocks the strongest force of all, hydrogen bonding. But wait, it gets even more interesting. Not all hydrogen bonds are created equal. An alcohol has one spot on it that can do hydrogen bonding. A carboxylic acid, though, has two spots. This is amazing. It allows two carboxylic acid molecules to pair up and form something we call a dimer. This literally doubles down on the stickiness, making the forces between them incredibly strong. And that's why they have even higher boiling points than alcohols of a similar size.
Now, when it comes to solubility, there's one golden rule you have to remember. It's simple, but it explains everything. Like dissolves like. Let's see how that works when we try to mix things with water. Okay, so water is superpolar, right? And it loves to make hydrogen bonds. So, like dissolves like. A small alcohol like ethanol can dissolve easily because its polar OH group is like water. It can happily form hydrogen bonds with the water molecules. But as that nonpolar carbon tail gets longer and longer, the molecule becomes more and more alkane-like, more unlike water. It starts getting in the way of the water's hydrogen bonds, and its solubility just plummets. Okay, we've covered a lot of theory, but now for what is probably the most important part of this whole explainer: how do you take all this knowledge and turn it into a perfect, full-mark answer in your final exam? This is it, your 3-step recipe for success. Follow these 3 steps and you cannot go wrong. First, you identify the main intermolecular force in each substance you're comparing. Second, you compare their strengths. Is one stronger than the other? And third, and this is crucial, you link that strength to the energy needed to overcome the forces. That's your explanation. Let's put our recipe to work. Here's a classic exam question. Explain the boiling point difference between ethanol and ethane. Okay, take a second. Think about those 3 steps. Identify, compare, link. And here's the perfect answer. Step 1, identify. Ethane has weak London forces. Ethanol has strong hydrogen bonds. Done. Step 2, compare. The hydrogen bonds in ethanol are much stronger than the London forces in ethane. Easy. Step 3, link. Therefore, more energy is required to overcome the intermolecular forces in ethanol. That's why it has a higher boiling point. Boom, full marks. Simple, structured, and gets you all the points. All right, your turn. Let's see if you've got this. We're going to put your knowledge to the test using this exact same recipe. Here's one for you. We're comparing 2 isomers with the same formula, butane and 2-methylpropane. How will their boiling points compare and why? I want you to pause here and actually try to write down the answer using our 3-step recipe. Go on, give it a shot. Okay, you ready? Let's break it down. Step 1, identify. Both molecules are nonpolar alkanes, so they both only have London forces. Step 2, compare. This is where shape comes in. Butane is a straight chain, so it has a larger surface area for contact than the more compact branched 2-methylpropane. That means butane has stronger London forces. Step 3, link. Because its forces are weaker, less energy is needed to overcome them in 2-methylpropane. Therefore, 2-methylpropane has the lower boiling point. And before we finish up, here is your ultimate checklist. Screenshot this, write it down, stick it on your wall. Whenever you get a question on this topic, just run through this list. Always start with IMFs. Check for differences in chain length, branching, and functional groups. Always remember the strength order. And please always use that 3-step recipe. Identify, compare, and link to energy. And that's really it. Everything we've talked about today boils down to this one single idea. The structure of a molecule tells you what the forces will be like, and the forces tell you what the physical properties will be like. Structure dictates forces, and forces dictate properties. Once you truly get that connection, you've cracked the code. I hope you can see that now. Good luck.